What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we're talking more about Madden 22. We did yesterday. We'll do a little today. Probably be a break in the action a little bit, though, as I believe there's a roadmap. And on Monday, they'll talk about franchise. Face of the franchise is somewhere down the line. So a couple of days within the next few months, you'll be seeing stuff about Madden 22 from me. Of course, if you want to be up to date on Madden 22 news, franchise stuff, just in general franchise for Madden 21, and then obviously Madden 22 and just Madden 22 in general. We do a ton of different stuff there. You know, maybe leave a like, maybe subscribe. It means a ton. There will also be a second channel video on PK Plays today. Outside of that, though, I think we'll just keep it kind of chill for today. We'll have more content tomorrow, every other day, pretty much. Daily for years now. Regardless, we're going to give my reaction to the beta that I have played. And then I will, before that, do this. This is what we're going to be doing. We're going to look at the gridiron notes. We're going to go through this quickly because you guys may have seen these already. And if not, the link will be in the top line of the description. Hopefully, I don't forget to do that. But gridiron notes, Madden 22, basically the reveal trailer stuff. Talking about the cover guys. I'm not a huge fan of it. I mean, I'm not saying the guys aren't, they aren't worth it. I think if you're going to have a guy that's a repeat cover athlete, it probably should be Brady. So at the end of the day, I don't absolutely hate it. MVP edition, Brady was the Super Bowl MVP. Maybe you put Brady and Rodgers. Rodgers probably cucked himself out of the cover if he really wanted it, which with his ego, probably. It's another trophy to his trophy room that he loves to probably keep only one Lombardi in because he's nothing. I'm a Packers fan, okay? I get to say these things. But if he didn't have this offseason thing, one would imagine Rodgers would have probably been on the cover or with Brady or maybe all three. I don't know, dude. But instead, we get Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, who have been on the covers themselves in 18 and 20. Enough of that, though. Not a huge fan of it, but that's all. That's pretty much it. Of course, for franchise, they're talking about working tirelessly to incorporate highly requested updates, and I'll get into that as I did get to play franchise for Madden 22. I will say I'm going to keep it limited because honestly, I'm probably taking a little bit of a risk here because it didn't say that you could mention stuff that wasn't released, but I'm not really mentioning stuff. I'm going to be very vague about it. I'm going to be very vague without actually telling you what's in this. So I'm going to be careful, but I'm also going to give you some things, all right? We've done this for years now. Hopefully we'll still be safe. There will be more detailed staff management and skill progression systems with comprehensive weekly game strategy that integrates into your game plan through the regular season and off-season. New scenarios will keep things fresh as you weigh various risks and rewards to make the decisions for your team. Plus, franchise will see improvements throughout the year via 3 live service updates. Our first live service update targeting September to release is one of your top requested features, player scouting. Keep an eye out for gridiron notes as each live service update rolls out. And honestly, I was going to do it after, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to mention beta stuff while we're in each thing. So for the franchise beta, a lot of it was pretty similar, a lot of the core features. However, I will say there was a lot of differences. The coaching tree stuff they mentioned is definitely very detailed. It's definitely very detailed. It's honestly potentially overwhelming. I still don't know how staff points work, as you guys seen in the pre-order bonus. There's staff points. I know how they work, but I didn't really get a chance to see how they were earned. And even if I did, it would probably be not allowed for me to mention how you do them. Obviously, staff points, as you know, would be used to upgrade your coaching trees, which give you attribute boosts to different positions. I'm not sure exactly how in-depth that is, where if you're, a different team, are you going to have different attributes, or is it always going to be the same? I didn't really get to look into that too far, and even if I did, once again, I don't want to get in trouble, okay? Relax. As far as scouting, pretty much the same. Not even pretty much. It's literally the exact same. However, that is one of the things they mentioned that they want to target September for. You got to remember, we were still in a COVID, outbreak. So they're kind of grinding over there. I'm going to give them some credit where it's due. I seen some pretty good things I liked in franchise. But overall, I don't know how much their work schedule was like because I would assume a lot of them were probably working from home even during this time. Still a lot of strict restrictions up until maybe a month or so ago. So, I'm going to keep it kind of chill. This is the year for franchise But at the same time, I just want some core things fixed. And at the end of the day, if not every little detail's fixed, as long as the core things are fixed, that's what matters. And like I said, there's a lot of fun things that they did add to the game with that, the coaching stuff, obviously. I will mention, though, I don't know if I'm even allowed to say this, but I guess it's not mentioning an exclusive feature or more of a lack of feature. Once again, it is pre-release, so they could have kept this hidden, which would be really sick, hopefully. But relocation teams, I didn't see a new one. I'm just saying, I didn't see a single new one to my knowledge. There might have been one in there, but I didn't see any differences. I think they're the exact same relocation teams, which really makes me sad if that's actually the case. That's going to be the number one thing that I'm going to request / kind of put in the review section. They give you a little QR code you can scan and give them feedback. That's my feedback, is going to be relocation teams. There's probably some other things. Let me know if there's, some things that are core updates you want to see that probably didn't make the game. I'm not going to say what exactly did or didn't, but, there's some things. Like I said, relocation teams, new ones, or just a team editor / creator. That would be the biggest thing I would like as in the feedback. I'm trying to think of anything else. I like the overlays. The overlays were actually pretty nice. The overlays are actually pretty in-depth. You could see more of what's happening in the league kind of from the main screen rather than, having to go through a bunch of menus, which is kind of cool. What else did they have? There was, stats. You could see, once again, more functionality stuff where it's a little bit easier to see stats and, this and that and, news about contracts or whatnot from the main screen. There's a complete new feature with injuries. I don't want to go into too much, but there's going to be a big balancing act for injury stuff, which I think they actually do mention. So if they do, we'll go back into it a little bit more. And as far as franchise, it is a big part of it. Super Bowl. The Super Bowl animation has been updated. I think they did already confirm that, but I think it looks pretty good. I think it's more realistic to what you would actually see in real life, which is nice. So, I mean, we're all going to get, used to it or sick of it. But at the end of the day, they finally changed it. I think it's been the same since Madden 13, I believe. So, absolutely major win on that one. It's a very simple win, but they at least freaking finally took the damn thing. Of course, the yard is back, kind of a dead mode, but has a little bit of potential with a new challenge-based solo campaign. You can now visit new fields, look at gorgeous beaches, and beautiful mountain landscapes across the world. Battle boss characters with unmatched NFL talent and unlock celebrations and items for your avatar. Plus, a new ranked mode can allow for you competitive yard players out there to test your skills against one another and earn rewards. So, leaderboards or / competitive modes, definitely nice because, it gives people a reason to play the modes other than just, some random cosmetics that don't matter, because if you're not going to play the game long term anyways, you're not going to care about the cosmetics. As far as player creation goes, there seem to be a lot more options. I can't really remember Madden 21's avatar creation, but it seemed like there was a lot more options for that, which is cool. I might actually load up the beta real quick to see if that's also the case for actual franchise. All right, so as far as faces, they have the same, select skin or skin tone, the 7 options, but it seems like there are more options specifically for the darker tones, which is, definitely nice to see. So, I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like there was options into the 40s, unless they just bulked up one of them and I just didn't look, but it looks like they did add more faces, which is nice, but I did see some of the similar ones. I didn't really actually notice any new ones, but I definitely noticed similar ones. As far as abilities go, once again, it could be something they're hiding, but I didn't see any new abilities even when I try to edit them, which honestly, it does make sense for them to hide, similar to the rookie ratings, but they usually hide those every year. But of course, face of the franchise, more customization, let you play as a quarterback, wide receiver, running back, or for the first time ever, a linebacker. Linebacker could be fun, and I'd say a lot of people are going to do that. You'd be prepping and you're starting out for the NFL and you have flashbacks to your college moments. So no playing college this time, which I think a lot of people really wanted to do, but the problem is they made it so baby easy mode that even a toddler could accidentally press the right button or just any button at all and win the game. You then take the stage on draft day and begin once again. I mean, honestly, unless they're going to have a bunch of Because if you play NBA 2K, my career is pretty damn good for a while, but then it does kind of just turn into, okay, you're playing a player mode, and you're just playing games. The way they're doing this is, it doesn't seem like there's much of a process, right? You kind of just like thrown out there. It says prepping for the NFL, but if you're, pretty much at draft day, right? Like you're prepping for the NFL and you're in draft day, there's not a whole lot of there's no high school, there's no college. Maybe you get to do the combine again or whatever, but it doesn't seem like there's much to it. But it does say there is different scenarios that affect how things happen. I don't know if that's actually going to be the case or not, but once again, like last year, we'll probably give it a try. Whether, if you guys enjoy it or if we enjoy it in general, maybe we'll continue it. We'll see what happens. Obviously, I'm always willing to give it a chance. Face of the franchise could be absolutely garbage from, the first time it came out all the way till Madden 30, and then Madden 30's one's really good. I'll try it every time, because why not? That's what makes NBA even a viable game for me. I haven't really bought NBA. I've kind of teetered here and there, but if NBA never had my career mode, I would never even think about buying it. Even though franchise is okay on there, it just wouldn't be good enough for me. So if Madden ever did get a kind of cool my career mode, which once again, I do feel like it's a little different. The position, you can't really play a quote unquote positionless player, like in NBA, technically you're a point guard, but you rotate and obviously you play on the court, defense and offense. Can't necessarily do that for, football. So it is a little different. But yeah, Unite We Rise, whatever. We'll see. Superstar KO, apparently pretty much the same kind of stuff, but it looks like they'll actually be adding some actual modes, whereas last year they kind of just let the game mode die, even though they put probably a decent bit of money into getting Giannis onto the game. I would imagine it was probably at least a $10 million deal, probably, right? $5-10 million, maybe more. So obviously he had to go and get himself mo-capped, I'd imagine. So, it's hopefully we see this. As long as you're adding okay rewards. I don't want the rewards to be better than, the best card in MUT, but, let's say the meta is a 94 overall Tyreek Hill card. Why not an 89 or a 90 overall Superstar KO card every week? I don't know. They got to keep it kind of reasonable and also make it worthwhile for people that don't normally play KO playing. Obviously, I like the Eliminator mode. I like this, fan favorite house rules and icons of football culture. We need to see more modes and less of these trash players, right? We need to have better base cards. We shouldn't be having 75 overall, 75 speed, 78 speed linebackers when you got to go against 99 speed Tyreek. You're just not going to be able to even cover anything intermediate, and you're pretty much going to have to back everyone up, and the out routes are going to be open. You can't have these cards that are super broken. I get Superstar KO is supposed to be like that, but when you have uncommon or just rare Tyreek Hill, basically the best wide receiver in the mode, over legendary cards, you've got yourself a problem. Of course, now they have dynamic game day, which I'm not 100% sure exactly what that does, but maybe that's just in general what they're calling it, because there's an asterisk here, which means you can literally call that anything for them. It could just mean anything, really. I have no idea what this is. It just says a new feature across every mode, making the thrills and unpredictability of the NFL come to life. I don't know what that means necessarily. Is that the stadium stuff they're talking about? I don't know. Next-gen stats, of course, star-driven AI and game day atmosphere, which we'll dive into below. Make up game day. Oh, I guess there it is. Combine the power of next-gen technology, real-world player data, enhanced AI helps deliver the most emotionally driven and interactive gameplay yet. I will start crying, apparently. So star-driven AI and game day atmosphere. Every team and every player you know and love will be more true to life with new next-gen stats. Star-driven AI. It's going to change AI behavior and team tendencies based on real-world data over the course of the NFL season with redesigned next-gen player movement 2.0. Players will blitz, scramble, and break tackles during gameplay based on their real-world next-gen stats data. So what I'm seeing is, let's say Lamar Jackson, well, maybe not Lamar Jackson, but let's say, I don't know, Mahomes, week 6, they're not having a great season. Week 6, they're 2-4. And Mahomes wouldn't normally take the risk running, but he has to clutch up the game. Is that going to reflect Madden for that week? You play a guy like Mahomes, he's going to slide less. He's going to go for the risk more. Is that what that's what it sounds like, right? So if that's the case, that's pretty sick. Game day atmosphere is also bringing real-life game scenarios to Madden 22. You'll experience the impact of spontaneous moments that can change the outcome of a game in a split second, all based on the unique atmospheres and environments of the stadium, with each stadium housing a unique home field advantage modifier. You'll be able to shift momentum in or out of your favorite during high-stakes moments. You also see all new crowd animations, on-field reactions, and celebrations that bring the real-world emotion to real life. So what I've seen, I once again do not know if I'm allowed to see it. I'm just going to be vague again. But when I was playing, there was a home field advantage for Lambeau Field, and there was like 3 bonuses, I believe, for my team, which were actually pretty decent, but there was also 2 bonuses for them, if I'm not mistaken. So when you put that on, you're obviously going to get the home field advantage, but it's not going to hopefully be too OP. I know there's one for Denver that's really OP that they used to have in one of the NCAA games, apparently, and it seems like it may need to be tuned down, but I just hope these aren't, because these are really, it's a really cool idea, and it has been in EA games in the past, and it's cool to see a reunion, I guess you would say, but I just hope it's not too OP, because you don't want to have these guys, like Seattle should be one of the best home field advantages, right? Similar to maybe Pittsburgh, maybe even Green Bay, the teams that are the loudest and the most quote-unquote loyal fans, but like Mile High with the high altitude, lower oxygen type of situation, maybe throw the ball deeper, or whatever it may be. Obviously they have their things in game. I didn't get to take a look, even though I kind of have an idea of what it is. Hopefully it's just not too OP. If it's not too OP, I think it's a cool addition. I actually think it's actually a surprising addition, to be honest, because once again, that seems like, in my opinion, more of a MUT type of thing, I guess, because for franchise, that's not the most realistic thing necessarily. I mean, it's going to be tough. We'll have to get into it and see what kind of stuff they tune, because once again, all of this is pre-release, so they could just scrap it all if they want. They don't give a damn, and I don't give a damn either. But yeah, I mean, it seems more like a MUT thing, but it is a franchise feature as well. We'll see. Of course, we have some of the screenshots here. I'll be honest, you can't really tell that, it's really Madden 22, but at this point, we're kind of getting to the peak. Next-gen consoles released in last Madden. We got last Madden, obviously, on next-gen, and you're not really going to get too much better for graphics, right? Like, maybe a little more detail in their skin and their jersey, perhaps, but other than that, you're not going to get too much better in that, situation. But, of course, there is a Madden All-Access schedule, which, obviously, we're going to be making videos on most of the stuff, if not all of it. As 621, you have Franchise, the first thing, which is pretty sick. Dynamic gameplay on the 28th. Face of the Franchise on the 5th. On the 12th, you have Superstar KO and The Yard. The 19th, you have EA Play. And then 7/26, you have the official ratings. As of right now, I don't know if any of the ratings are accurate in Madden. I think from what I've seen, though, it kind of just seems like they just put the base ratings in the game from earlier in the season. I can't really tell, though, because once again, nothing really changed necessarily from Super Bowl to now. I mean, unless you're going to rework all the ratings, it's going to be pretty similar ratings, right? Until the season obviously starts. But of course, you have your pre-order bonuses, and unfortunately, it does seem like the game is getting more expensive this year, considering if you want dual entitlement, which I definitely do, because I'll be playing on last and next gen again, most likely. I'm probably going to be paying whatever the bonus is, probably like $79 or something like that, unless I get the game for free. EA, hit me up, come on. And that's pretty much that. As far as actual gameplay goes, once again, this was a next-gen beta. I don't think they have any plans on a last-gen beta, as they're kind of limiting some features for last-gen as well, which is kind of sucky, but, if next-gen plays completely like last-gen for next-gen, for Madden 21 next-gen, okay, where it was kind of stuck in the mud, you don't really want next-gen anyways, but I will say, from what I played, it did feel a lot better. It definitely felt a lot better than Madden 21. If you guys watch the channel, you'll know that I wanted to do something with the Washington football team franchise where we would, play in the realm of that league, but obviously as a lesser team. But I just couldn't bring myself to play another, next-gen, quote-unquote, franchise. But with the way I've played so far the Madden 22 beta, the movement, I definitely would have done it. I'm not saying it's as good or as smooth or as fast necessarily as last gen's Madden 21, but I will say It's vastly improved, and I actually kind of like it. I feel like they're in a decent, rhythm, I suppose. I will say some of the route running wasn't as clean. Specifically, once again, I'm a Packers fan. I played as the Packers for one of the matches. That's the one I'm kind of like going off of the most. The route running wasn't as smooth as it should be. Out routes, in routes, once again, they're not as sharp as they need to be, especially from a guru like Davante Adams. He should be, I know it seems OP, but realistically, he should be hitting those outs and ins god-tierly. We're talking sharp as a freaking right angle. Like, I'm talking right angle perfection, okay? But it really wasn't, they're kind of fading in and out. I will say the cuts, they definitely seemed faster, but they weren't as good. The change of direction was definitely a lot better, without a doubt, 100% better than last Madden's next gen, Madden 21's next gen. I'll try to keep referring to that as that. As far as breaking tackles, definitely better. Momentum for trucking guys. Derrick Henry, when I used him, he definitely felt like an absolute tank that was hard to tackle, and I played on all Madden, so it was like I had a play where I got stuffed behind the line because the O-line struggled, but when I had a little bit of momentum, we broke it off for like 15 yards running over 2 guys on all Madden, which was really sick. So I think the gameplay from what I played, it feels better. It feels better. Once again, I'm not an ultimate team dude, so at the end of the day, I'm not going to be able to say, oh, what meta is or isn't working and, how broken the game is in that aspect. But, from the more casual standpoint, without being like a little cheeser that looks for like all the exploit plays, it feels better, it feels smoother, and I liked it a lot more than Madden 21 Next Gen, so I'm definitely stoked for that, and I may even just play all my franchises on that, assuming, once again, they don't make any changes. Once again, it could get better, could get worse. It's pre-release, who knows? EA, please don't take this video down. I think I've been pretty fair, and I've actually been pretty complimentive, if that's even a word, towards Madden 22. So I'm pretty excited about it. Hopefully we see the relocation teams updated, because that's like my biggest complaints. And of course, once scouting comes in September, I think with those 3 updates they're going to have throughout the year, I think Madden 22 will be the best franchise experience. I think they did a lot, and I like it. So once again, once the game actually comes out, or maybe on Monday when the franchise news report or whatever comes out, we'll have some really awesome stuff to see. But that's pretty much it from me right now. My head is about to explode because I've been talking for so damn long. And videos up to 30 minutes. Jesus. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, Pkr Plays, twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams. Be back streaming Sunday, maybe Saturday night. We'll see. And then Twitch, did I say Pkr Plays? Second channel, whatever. There'll be a video there, hopefully. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!